Nice to meet you, Sophia. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
We're glad that you come here to do the inside interview today. So we'll just start simple. First, definitely is talk about yourself a little bit and what do you do at Cortexa?
Okay, hello, I'm Sofia. I'm a senior product trainer at Cortexa, which basically means just when a clinic, a hospital, or individual provider start using CortexaNote, I'm one of the people who helps them. Actually to integrate into their workflow, like running training session, walking doctors through their setup, and even answering questions. And sometimes I even hop on calls when someone is stuck between clients. Actually, I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and I worked with many clinicians across every specialty. So at this point, I've actually encountered many questions and every kind of question clinician can have, including the Sophia, I have a 90 seconds before my next patient. Just tell me how to fix it.
Okay, then what's the very first thing you tell a new client when they start using CortexaNote?
Actually, I tell them don't overthink it. CortexaNote is designed to disappear into your day, so you just clip it on and do your job, and the technology will handle everything. The first thing I walk people through is the workflow loop. You record with the device and it syncs automatically to the app or the web platform. And our AI will cleanse it into transcript. And then you decide what to do with it. Send it to a patient, push to EHR as SOAP note, whatever you need. And that whole loop is what gives doctors their time back. Most of my clients tell me by the second or third day, they're already documenting 20 or 30 minutes less per shift. That's the value. The rest, just learning the small details.
So I heard that a lot of clinicians worry that adding new tech to their daily life will slow them down. Is CortexaNote complicated to use by that way?
Not at all. The recorder just have one button. As you can see, just one button. You can hold it down for 2 seconds and it's white. That means it's on. It's powered on. And you can give it a quick press and it's red. That means it's recording. When you finish, you just put it in the charger and it's turning purple. There's white, red, purple, and that's the whole interface. Actually, I have doctors, they had to figure it out before they even finished the onboarding call. And that's intentional. In clinical environment, you don't have time to fight with the device. You need it just for work, so we made it just for work.
So speaking of how it works day to day, let's clear something up that we heard from a few users. How does syncing actually work between the device and the web platform?
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought this up because it's something I always walk new clients through in onboard. And I want to make sure everyone watching gets it right. CortexaNote syncs your app or your web platform over Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. That part is fast and seamless. But the sync itself, it's manual, not automatic. That means after you finish recording a patient encounter, you trigger a sync in, one tap. And the file moves over to the app or the web after the AI process.
Okay, then why you guys don't make it automatic?
Oh, now this is a deliberate design choice. And let me explain what it actually works in clinical favors. In the clinical environment, you're often recording back-to-back patient. If the device tried to auto-sync in the middle of the busy clinical day, it could interrupt your next recording, drain your battery faster, or push the files over before you decided what to keep. Manual sync means you decide when the recording is ready to go after the encounter on your own timing. It keeps you in control of your data and your workflow.
Okay, so it looks like manual sync is actually for the user's sake.
Actually, the one thing I always remind people in training, don't start a new recording while a sync is still in progress. Let the current file finish syncing first. It takes just a moment and then you're ready for the next patient. That small habit avoids the only real issue I've ever seen clients run into.
If it's like this, does the developer team would develop the function in the future?
And honestly, we are listening to feedback on this. If more clinicians tell us they'd prefer an auto-sync option in the future, our team will look at building it. That's how we've built every feature so far, based on what clinicians actually ask for. So if it matters to you, just let us know.
Okay, we all know that like doctors work in really demanding environments. Surgeons, PAs, attending residents are moving all the day. Is CortexaNote built to handle that?
Yeah, this comes up a lot, especially from surgical terms and busy attendance. And it's fair concern. If you are moving between rooms all day or bending over patients, the last thing that you want is a device that falls off your collar or dies halfway through your shift. So a few things on this. First of all, battery life. CortexaNote runs up for 8 hours on a single charge. That covers a full clinical day for almost everyone I work with. Secondly, we engineered the clip especially for grip and power. We did extensive testing and improved the design so it doesn't slip off even when you are moving fast or helping patients. Third of all, and this one matters a lot in the clinical settings, the device is made of a medical-grade material with no metal components. So if you walk into a CT or any imagined environment, it's not going to cause interference or set off anything. That was a deliberate design choice for the clinical context.
Okay, let's talk about the AI. Transcription accuracy is always huge in medicine, so one wrong word can change your diagnosis. And how accurate is CortexaNote's AI?
Actually, that's the question I want every clinician to ask because the answer is something we are genuinely proud of. We hired the professional testing agencies to run word error rate testing on the major medical transcription product on the market today. CortexaNote came in at 0.18% word error. The next best product in the testing was at 9.4%. Just to put that in perspective, that's not a small gap. That's a different category of accuracy. And the reason it matters so much in clinical work is exactly what you said. In medicine, one misheard word can change the whole treatment plan. So, we trained our AI model specifically on medical language, terminology, drug names, dosage, anatomy, abbreviations, to make sure it gets the word right where it matters the most.
Okay, the biggest question of all in healthcare tech. What about data security? Patient information is incredibly sensitive.
This is non-negotiable in our industry, and it's non-negotiable for us. CortexaNote is HIPAA certified. Full encryption, secure storage, strict access control, audit trails, everything you'd expect from a tool handling PHI. The bottom line is this: your patients trust you. We don't take that lightly.
A lot of clinicians I talk to are exhausted by EHR documentation. How does CortexaNote actually fit into that workflow?
Yeah, EHR fatigue is real. It's one of the biggest reasons clinicians burns out. So this is where CortexaNote really earns its place. Here's how it works in practice. You record your patient encounter. Could be a routine visit, could be a complex consult. The audio syncs in instantly to either mobile app or web platform. The AI cleans it into a transcript and filters out anything that isn't clinically relevant. Then on the web platform, you can have the AI format that transcribes into a proper SOAP note, subjective objective assessment plan, standard documentation format. And from there, you can push it directly to EHR system with one click. On the mobile side, the AI can also generate patient instruction in a clean format that you can send to the patient right away, or wait to send that if you want. And you can customize the templates. So if your practice has specific language or specific format that you use, we adapt to that. The goal is simple. You focus on the patient during the visit, not the typing. The documentation happens around you, not in front of you.
Be honest with us, what happens when something doesn't work the way it should? What's the support really like?
I appreciate you asking this honestly. Look, things come up sometimes. A clinician will have a question about specific template, or they want help integrating with a particular EHR system, or they hit something edge case. That's normal. What matters is what happened next. A few things. First, our help center has a detailed guide, video walkthrough, EHR integration documentation, everything written for clinicians, not for engineers. Let's take a goal. Our support team is responsive. We know you don't have time to wait 3 days for an answer between patients' appointment. Third, for clinics and larger practices, you get a dedicated contact like me, who actually knows our setup and your workflow. And here's the thing I'm proud of. We don't go quiet after you die. The clinicians onboarded 2 years ago, I still hear from them. They send me feedbacks, they ask me for features, sometimes they just tell me what's working. That's the relationship we want with every client. We're building this product with clinicians, not just for them.
Where should someone go if they're stuck or need help getting started?
Actually, 3 places, easy to remember. Our website, our email, and onboarding session. For the first one, the Help Center in our website has a clinical workflow guide, EHR integration documentation, troubleshooting articles, and video tutorials. Start there, most questions are answered. And last but not least, for clinics and practices, we offer dedicated onboarding session and a direct line to a trainer like me. If you are getting set up as a team, please book that session. It's included in your plan and it's the fastest way to get your whole practice up and running smoothly.
Final question. What would you say to a clinician watching this who is curious but not quite sure yet?
Actually, I would say try it for a week. We have free trials for med people now. Book a demo, talk to our team, see how it fits in your real day with the real patients. Because here's what I've seen over and over again. In 3 years of training in clinical on this product, the doctors who gave CortexaNote a real chance, even for just one clinical day, they don't go back. They get their evenings back, they stop charting at home, they actually look at their patients again during the visit instead of typing. And that's what we built this for. Not to replace anything that you do as a clinician, but to give you your time back and for you to do it well. So come say hi, book a call, try it. We'll take a good care of you and your patients.